take a look at this one. Again, it has that little tear notch. Well, actually, this one isn't cut all the way through. So again, we'll shove everything to the bottom so we don't damage it. Use our juice test tube again. And start pulling some stuff out. Well, maybe, oh, M&Ms right off the bat. I see those. Now, seeing how this is an Arctic ration, it's going to have a ton more calories than your average MRE kind of thing would be, and it would have a whole lot of drinks to keep you hydrated. So this is like the main meal. We'll start off with the beef stew. And if you are into Mountain House, this is the same exact company. So, and there's a little date code on the back. I'm very fond of the Canadian date codes. They use a 5-digit date code that has the whole entire year. Well, not the whole year, but the last 2 digits of the year. So we have some tea instant lemon flavor. That'll be nice. The reason why that Canadian one is good is, unless if you were lucky enough to live throughout an entire century, you'll always be able to know what date the ration was. Now, I know Steve gets real excited when he sees these oatmeal cookie bars and granola bars. So there's a date code on that. Another tea. Oh, some more. We have oatmeal cookie. So we have 2 blocks of those. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could get some warm water and break those down. And what is this? Oh, beverage base orange. And then a chocolate covered brownie. And then lastly, wow, these, they don't even really kind of move around in there. They're pretty compacted. Some M&Ms. And well, that tells you right off the bat, these are from October 1993. So this is a 1990s era ration. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is this freeze-dried beef stew. You look down there at that company, it's the same thing as Mountain House. And it does call for 10 ounces of water, which is just a little under 300 ml. And it says to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And this is one of those old school ones that has the inner wrapper. And it's always a little oily from sitting around. There's the pad. I need to set that on. So let's slowly undo this. Give it a little knead. I don't think decompact is a word, but to spread the innards around. Slide that right back on top of that. And we'll take the 10 ounces of previously boiling water and dump them on in, as if we don't dump half of it all over the table. And fold this over really gently. Make sure that we get all that in there. Give it a little stir real quick. Make sure it's all incorporated. And we'll give that a sit for that 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, now the drinks. We have the beverage base orange, which calls for 2/3 a canteen cup. And then we have 2 of these tea instant lemon flavors, which call for 1/4 of a canteen cup, which is just fine to use in our coffee cup. And it says for the tea, hot or cold. I'm going to opt for cold because all of my earlier beverages were all warm. So there's 2/3. There's approximately 1/4. Oh. Have to be really careful with these tear notches so you don't. Looks like tang, kind of really crumbled up, gnarly tang. You got to remember, this stuff is pretty darn old. So, and we'll give that a stir. Slide that over real quick, and then we'll chuck in the tea. If I can find a little tear notch. Ah, that's got a nice lemony flavor or smell. Can't really have a flavor. I haven't tasted it yet, huh? And we'll give this one a stir. Now, while we're waiting for this 5 to 10 minutes for the main or entree or whatever you want to call it to heat up, we've got all of these bars which are supposed to be used for your lunch and eaten out throughout the day because they're supposed to give you a pretty good amount of energy. So we have some of these. We have this pull tab, and they're both the same exact thing, so I'm only going to open up one. If we can't open it up. Man, it does not want to open. It's saying nope. So nothing like a geez, and then I still didn't. It says I do not want to be opened. It's the bottom line. I don't want to be opened. And there's an oatmeal bar and a granola bar. There is the granola and the oatmeal block. And again, you can always break these down and add an ounce or half an ounce of water to them and turn them into a cereal. Steve has demonstrated that in one of his vids or several of his vids. And this is the first time that I've actually had one of the ends already opened up. So without having to fight the wrapper to get inside. And then the other thing that we have is the brownie chocolate covered. So I think this would be quite a challenge if you were in a cold environment and you were wearing your cold weather mittens. You wouldn't be able to open up this stuff. You can barely open it up with just your hands. Looks like the chocolate covered cookie bar of yore, so that will be tasty. And the last thing for food in there were, of course, the M&Ms, and these have been in there so long they are molded, not like black mold, green mold, but like attached to each other. So let's give them a, yeah, some of them don't want to come apart, but where does it say on here? You can look at the date right there. These are from 93, October 93. Yeah, about that. So gives you an idea of when this thing was packaged. Yep. Don't they look lovely? So we'll take some of our powdered M&Ms for display. I think that's awesome. That is so funny. Powdered M&Ms. So, all right, cool. Well, another couple of minutes, and then we'll plate that entree. Okay, then we also got the chiclets. So I'll just set them right there. Grab my spoon, set it aside, and it's been a good amount of time. So we got the beef stew. It looks like it's reconstituted. It's not. Doesn't have any water. It absorbed it all. So I don't know. Maybe this might actually require just a little more water than what it says, because sometimes you like this stuff nice and thick, and other times that you like it a little soupy, but it does not look too bad. You see it's got carrots, peas, potatoes. Okay, exactly. It's got potatoes, cooked beef, carrots, peas, corn, dehydrated onions, and some spices and garlic powder. And then it's got all those other great big words like monosodium glutamine and, you know, all that kind of stuff that you just can't get away from. So here's the orange drink. It all foamed up, so awesome. And then we've got the tea. So let's check out the beef stew. It really has a nice beef flavor, like a beef bouillon or like a little slight consomme kind of taste. The vegetables have all reconstituted pretty nice. So yeah, I actually do like this. I probably would add another ounce or two of water just to liquid it up just a little bit. Then we have our oatmeal bar or oatmeal block. More like tastes like oatmeal powder. And then the granola bar. Okay, this one has seen better days. You would expect granola to be nice and crunchy, and it's got a really soft texture to it. I mean, it still tastes of granola, but very faint. So this one's okay. This one could probably live without. Now that chocolate or brownie, chocolate covered, whatever. That is pretty nice, especially if you like chocolate. But it doesn't have that overwhelming chocolate. It's that army fortified chocolate with that little weird kind of tang to it. So, and then of course our powdered M&Ms. So still tastes like chocolate. You can still get that chocolatey taste to them and the crunch from the candy shell. So I guess that works. Talking about that, let's check out this tea. And it has a nice lemony tang to it. You can tell it's been sitting around for a long time. It's not like you would get like Lipton's, or I think the two most favorite teas that I've had so far that I've had cold anyway have come from the Slovenian Ration. I think that was a lemon tea, and then one from that Polish SRG was a raspberry tea. Those were really good. It almost came like with a liter of it. So, and then that orange drink. Interesting how that foamed up. I don't remember my tang doing that when I was a kid. Yeah, that foam is just kind of weird. No, I did gaff up that Ranger pudding. I actually made kind of like Ranger soup. So I think I'll probably do a redo of that in an upcoming vid, or like showcase and profile it. So, okay, everybody, this was a complete review of a old school Ration cold weather menu 2, and this is the 2B, or the lunch and dinner module. So while the fire trucks are screaming by, take care, everybody. Stay safe. See ya. Well, they like it. They approve. Guess that's as good as it gets.